Trying to choose a favorite Disney film is a hard task for me. I'm not sure I could do it, but nearing the top of the list would be one of Walt Disney's most original and imaginative features. And it just so happens, it's out on Disney Blu-ray. I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy, and this week, we go behind the scenes of Fantasia. To understand why Fantasia was such an important work to Disney, you need to go back in time when animation was still, in many ways, an experimental art. And if it wasn't, Disney made it that way. I was invited to the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco, California, and there had the chance to see many of the elements that proved to be inspiration for the film.
He found the way to market Mickey, and with the huge success of Mickey came all the merchandise.
Fantasia's combination of classical music and surreal images may have overwhelmed audiences of the day, but it's now gained its place as a genuine animated masterpiece. Now, coming up, we look at an amazing, never-before-seen sequence from Fantasia, combining the imagination of Salvador Dali and Walt Disney. For News Center 7, I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy. We'll see you then. It's hard to believe, but there was a time when Walt Disney was going to join forces with Salvador Dali. If that sounds like an amazing missed opportunity, then you'll have to check out the brand new Blu-ray release of Disney's Fantasia. I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy for News Center 7, and we're going to take a look at Destino.
My heart was sad and lonely, and knowing that you only could bring my love to me. Destino.
Walt Disney's conception of Fantasia was to create something very unique, but to also have it evolve and continue to grow.
The original concept was that it would be a film that would be ever evolving. There'd be new segments added, other segments taken out, and then released to the theater. And they would do that, every 7 or 10 years. Walt Disney and Salvador Dali met each other, and Dali came to the studio in late 1945 and started working on a project called Destino. And again, that was slated to be a segment for the Fantasia film.
After so many years, seeing a new Fantasia sequence is thrilling beyond words. Next up, we're going to go back to the Walt Disney Family Museum, where I get a chance to talk to some Disney royalty. For News Center 7, I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy. We'll see you then. To understand the artistic importance of Fantasia, you need to understand the man, and there's no better place to start than the Walt Disney Family Museum in San Francisco, California. I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy for News Center 7, and I was there talking with a very special member of the Disney family. How much time did it take from the time that somebody decided, let's do this, let's make this amazing tribute to a man who is beyond description, to the point that we're able to be here today?
Well, the idea really started about 11 years ago, down in LA, talking to Mayor Reardon. But this museum here, actually about 6 years, 7 years maybe.
How do you think Walt would feel about walking through?
I think he would really be pleased.
But I think he'd find fault with it.
I don't think so. I think he'd be pleased because we did it for him.
Yeah, I think that he'd
Yeah.
love it, and I think he'd
Yeah.
love the team we put together and the visuals and
Right.
the technology, this room. But you never. That's the one thing about him. I hear is you never really know what he was going to think, and that's where at story meetings.
I think I can see him walking through here and smiling.
So there you have it, some warm memories that prove that Walt Disney's influence is felt even today, some 40 years after his death. If you can't make it to the museum right away, celebrate Disney's life by enjoying and losing yourself in this stunning Blu-ray edition of one of his favorite films. For News Center 7, I'm Movie Planet's Brian Erdy. We'll see you next week.